Hi, welcome to Jackie Talks Horror. I'm Jackie, and today I'm excited to be doing a pretty much spoiler-free review of Alien Romulus from this year, 2024. Since everybody's spoiler tolerance is different, I'll stick to the plot details from the trailers and the IMDb synopsis only. So, the official plot synopsis from IMDb reads, while scavenging the deep ends of the derelict space station, a young group of space colonists come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. I was hyped to see this, especially after the online buzz claiming it might rank among the best in the franchise. So, does Alien Romulus live up to the hype? Let's jump in and see. First, let's talk characters. The Alien Romulus cast brings together one of the youngest crew of the franchise, each character linked by a theme of family-like relationships. First we have Rain, played by Kaylee Speeney. I last saw Kaylee in Civil War as the young photographer, and she was fabulous in that. So, Rain is deeply sceptical of Weyland Yutani, is protective of Andy, who she has grown up with as a brother, and is outspoken about the corporation's ruthlessness. Then we have Andy, played by David Johnson. Andy's character evolves dramatically and has the most character development of the crew. He has long been Rain's protector. Then we have Tyler, played by Archie Reno. Tyler is the unofficial leader. His calm resilience helped guide the group, with a thoughtful approach to each crisis. He is super protective of his sister Kay, and Rain, who is his ex-girlfriend. Then we have Kay, played by Isabella Merced. Soft-spoken and empathetic, Kay serves as the emotional anchor within the group, helping ground others around the chaos. Then we have Bjorn, played by Spike Fern. Bjorn is often abrasive and comes over as a bit of an a-hole at times, but we do get to understand a bit about why he behaves like that. He does, however, show his protective side around Navarro, his adopted sister. And next we have Navarro, played by Eileen Wu. Navarro is the skilled pilot and brave badass of the crew. Navarro's courage grows as the stakes heighten. So we come to the plot. Without spoilers, and keeping pretty much to the official synopsis, this is how I read the plot. 6 young friends decide they want to get off the planet they are living on, go scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, and come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. That's basically it. There is a bit more to it, but I want to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, so I'll leave it at that. As for the pacing, at around 2 hours long, it never seems to drag. The characters and the relationships are so engaging, there is plenty of action all throughout, and I felt like the film flew by. For the first act or so of the film, it mirrors the dark and low-key suspense of Alien, but then there is a pace change about 1 hour in, where it picks up the pace, introduces more high-tech equipment, and here it is definitely more action-orientated without losing the horror, mirroring the sequel Aliens. Once the third act starts, it's just one what the heck moment after another, and just when you think that peaks, you get another. And now the director's vision and production. The director, Fede Alvarez, consulted with Ridley Scott, ensuring continuity in the creatures and grounding the horror in the original Alien aesthetic. He also sought out the special effects crew from Aliens to work on the creatures, the physical sets, practical effects, and when they weren't able to use practical, miniatures were used wherever possible to help ground later VFX work. It was originally going straight to streaming, but after the surprise success of Prey and Hellraiser, when they had their theatrical releases, Hulu had the confidence to greenlight the cinematic release. Fede Alvarez had the chair, and was then able to start looking at it with the big screen in mind. Also, endorsements from Ridley Scott and James Cameron likely helped. So overall, this is a very enjoyable addition to the Alien franchise, and my third favourite after Alien and Aliens at the moment. This is set between Alien and Aliens, and is set 20 years after Alien. This film has a lot of small Easter eggs in from both of those 2 films it sits between, as well as the entire franchise, but the more major callbacks are to the first 2. Most of it hits and is subtle, but there is one point in particular and you will know when you hear it, that made me stop, cringe, and go, come on. Although in terms of chemistry between the cast, this is as good as Alien and Aliens, I thought one big difference is that in this film, it seems obvious who is going to survive right from the beginning. Unlike in Alien, at the beginning, Ripley is just one of the crew, and any of them could be the survivor up until the third act. If you're a fan of the Alien films, it is a must-see, and see it on the biggest screen you can, as the visuals are stunning. And if you haven't seen any of the Alien films yet, you can definitely still see it and get plenty of what the heck moments and fun out of it. However, you'll miss a lot of the Easter eggs and throwbacks. Either way, for me, this is a must-see and easily the best sequel since Aliens. And now we come to the ratings. For special effects, cinematography and gore, it gets 5 out of 5. I loved the way this film looked. It definitely deserved the cinematic release. It was vintage Alien and Aliens, with practical effects, awesome cinematography, and most of the third act is just jaw-dropping and beautiful. As for the gore, it's Fede Alvarez, so you wouldn't expect it to be anything less than brutal. For characters, it gets 4.5 out of 5. The acting is solid. I love good chemistry when it's an ensemble cast, and here you could feel they really could be the kind of makeshift family they were portraying. For enjoyment and rewatch value, it gets 4.5 out of 5. I definitely can't wait to get the chance to see it again. Oh, maybe I'll watch it in chronological order. Alien, this one, and Aliens. Okay. Anyway, overall, a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. It lost the half star for some of the sometimes cringeworthy throwback dialogue. So that's all for this review. I'm sure it'll be on my year-end top 10, but there's been such a bumpy year for horror, it's hard to say if something is going to come along and knock it off there. Anyway, let me know where Romulus lands in your Alien rankings or where it falls on your year-end list. Do leave comments down below, but do be respectful, and remember this is only my opinion. It'd be a boring world if we all like the same things. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more horror reviews. You won't want to miss reviews coming next on this channel. This is Jackie signing off. Take care and see you next time.